Yo, mi rancho acá. Acá.
Years ago, a news center was birthed, charged to collect balanced, credible, and accurate news and information. A task tested and proven to be a world-class example of news presentation where truths are told. We lead by example.
A pleasant good evening. Welcome to RCR News Bulletin at 7. My name is Mark. In headlines, President Joseph Wakai withdraws the nomination of three officials of government after some have gone through confirmation hearings. Vice President Jeremiah Cohn identifies with victims and bereaved families of those who died during the recent mudslide in Rivers County called on the young people to desist from illicit mining on the site that witnessed the death of about 11 people in the county. National Authority Managing Director Siku Dukle has been summoned by the Civil Law Court in an 11 United States dollar suit. And on the home front, Togo has deployed parliamentary and regional election delayed parliamentary and regional elections amid tensions following controversial constitutional reform, according to the BBC. Those are the headlines. Now the news in detail. President Joseph Boakai has removed the nominations of three officials of government after some have gone through confirmation hearing in a letter to the Senate, where the open partner, the Liberian leader, informed of his action through the communication in regard to best government practice as it relates to separation of power. Those previously appointed and withdrawn are Councillor Bobby Livingston, Deputy Minister of Press and Public Affairs, Ministry of Information, Adana Page, Assistant Minister for Correction, Ministry of Justice, and James Cooper of the Liberia Refugee Repatriation Settlement Commission. Following the reading of the President's communication and a request for motion to discuss the communication, Bonny County Erin Snow is the motion stating that it is the constitutional right the President to appoint, withdraw, and dismiss. As such, there was no reason to debate the President's communication. Though some senators were heard frowning at the President's action, there were no objection to the motion by Senator Erin Snow. Vice President Jeremiah Cohn has pleaded with residents, especially the youth of Chilltown, Riverside County, to desist from illicit mining on the site that witnessed the death of about 11 people in a recent slide. Riverside County authorities have since reported that despite the tragedy, there are still some youth who are defiant and bypassing to go to the site, which is considered a death trap. Speaking following a site tour on Wednesday, Vice President Kuhn dismissed what he called a myth that there will be more gold deposits at site because of blood sacrifice about the mudslide that killed several residents. The vice president was asked by the president to reach out to members, family members on behalf of the Liberian government, emphasized that rather than risking their lives engaging in illicit mining, the young people in River says to engage in meaningful agricultural activities to sustain their livelihood. According to a press release from the office of the Vice President Kim expressed the government's condolences to the families and presented separate funds rice and mattresses the, as the president's weight of consumer victims. The amount of 200,000 Liberian and 10 bags of 25 kg rice each were presented to the families of four of the survivors currently seeking medical attention. The families of those who died in the tragedy received 100,000 Liberian dollars, 10 bags of rice, and one mattress each as an initial contribution from the government of Liberia through the office of the president. Vice President Kony was accompanied to the Chilltown mining site by several government officials, including National Security Advisor Samuel Kofi Woods, the Riverside County Legislative Caucus, chaired by Senator Wellington Gibbon Smith, and officials of the National Disaster Management Agency. Meanwhile, the Gibbon Smith lauded the gesture by the government towards the affected families, focused on the Black administration more, creating job opportunities in the county. The Riverside County Senator attributed the increasing wave of illicit mining in the county among young people to lack of job opportunities. Senator Smith said the county is without one construction company, something he is encouraging the government to consider embarking upon to avoid illicit mining among the young people. Also speaking, the paramount chief of Geotown, John Sui, who took the vice president on a tour of the mining site, expressed gratitude to the vice president or to the government for identifying with them in their period of bereavement. National Port Authority Managing Director Sekou Touré has been summoned by the Civil Law Court. The writ of summons issued on Thursday is a result of an action of damage for wrong, libel, and slander filed by Sir Arthur Johnson on behalf of dismissed employees of the NPA, including the former controller Gabriel. The $11 million lawsuit was filed against the management of the National Port Authority, represented by and through its managing director, Suku Dukle. RCI judicial correspondent said that Judge Goda Bona Elliott's summons is demanding the defendants to appear on or before April 13 to respond to the action or risk default judgment. The employees' 17-count act of damage alleged Port Authority management accused them of stealing from the entity and later dismissed them. According to them, the defendants' action injured their reputation significantly. As such, they are pleading with the court to more than life 11 million dollars divided by law. You are listening to the of news and current affairs department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. My name is Maka Davis. The president of the University of Liberia Faculty Association, Dr. Edna Johnny, has stressed the critical need of routine teachers literature seminar for faculty staff of the university. Dr. Johnny noted that regular work will enable faculty staff be more effective and efficient in the classroom. Speaking Thursday at the opening of a two faculty development workshop organized by the Faculty Association in collaboration with the Teaching Learning Center held at the Fender campus. Dr. Johnny expressed sadness for the poor attendance of the workshop. Dr. Adam Join is therefore recommending the Office of Vice President for Academic Affairs that classes be suspended during these seminars to allow other faculty members attend. For his part, the chairman of the Teaching Learning Center and acting vice president for Academic Affairs, Robert Weir, promised to present a proposal to the Office of the Vice President for Academic Affairs to certificate faculty members at the end of every meeting. According to Weir, this proposal, when approved, will be mandatory that anyone without the certificate will not be allowed to teach that semester. Rather, we are about personal growth and institutional growth as two reasons for organizing these seminars. Giving an overview of the workshop, the chair of faculty development, Reverend Edwin Azoakoi, described the workshop as important, adding participants are expected to gain knowledge in several topics, including course syllabus, assessment in schools, teaching strategies for effective classroom, among others. The executive director of the Institute for Research and Democratic Development, Harriet, has blamed former President George Weah for what he termed as untold suffering of the Liberian people. Then Sai alleged that officials of the Weah government were awarding contracts to themselves without following the proper public procurement procedure, thus leaving out members of the private sector. According to the Arab Post, the actions by the former officials have caused a serious problem for the private sector. Sai believes that the entire private sector was disrespected and overlooked during the past regime. As such, the Weah government must take the blames. The former chairman of the Movement for Economic Empowerment has therefore called on the Blockade administration to lay out clear plan about addressing the challenges facing the private sector. He spoke Thursday to journalist Iman Rovia. Out of Liberia now, Togo has delayed parliamentary and regional elections amid tensions following controversial constitutional reform. The reform approved by lawmakers last week replaced the presidential system, a parliamentary one. It also hands executive power to the prime minister, using the presidency to a symbolic role. Opposition parties have rejected the reform, fearing it could let President Harry Yasenwe stay in power. He succeeded his father, Yasenwe Yafadima, or Iyadima, who died in 2005 after ruling the country with an iron fist for 38 years. The presidency announced the postponement of the election on Wednesday, but did not give a due date for the polls, which were initially due to be held on 20th April. The Conference of Togolese Catholic bishops have urged President Yasenwe not to sign the constitutional changes into law, citing the need for broad consultation and a more inclusive national debate. Under the new system, the president is elected by parliament without debate for a single 6-year term rather than being directly elected. Opposition parties boycotted Togo's previous elections and are poorly represented in Togo parliament to the BBC. To end bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. President Joseph Boakai withdraws the nomination of 3 officials of government after some have gone through confirmation hearing. Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn visits the disaster site in Chiota, Rivers County, urges the people to desist from mining at the site that witnessed the death of 11 people in the recent mudslide. National Authority Managing Director Sekou Clay has been summoned by the Civil Law Code in connection to an 11 million United States dollars lawsuit. And out of Liberia, Togo has delayed parliamentary and regional elections amid tensions following controversial constitutional reform, according to the BBC. That's RCA News Bulletin at 7. My name is Mark Davis. Good evening.